Yo, I just want to make this video to say mainly one thing, which is that even though it might not feel like it right now, you're just as amazing as you want to be. You're just as amazing as the way that you see yourself having accomplished something or your ideal image of yourself. Because without you being the version of you that you are right now, you wouldn't be able to accomplish what you want to and become the way that you see yourself being ideally. Basically, you already are that person. There's no difference, and there is no really different versions of you. There's just you, and you're always evolving. You're always, going through different motions like we all are, just experiencing life, And yeah, just try and remember that. Try and not. Well, I know it's hard. I'm not saying that it necessarily doesn't feel like you might feel like a failure at some points, or like feel that you're just very confused and lost, and that can easily kind of seep into our self-image. But just understand that even if you feel that isn't just the reality, the core you. Because no matter like what mistakes you might have made, ways you might have acted that you're not proud of, you knowing that those were mistakes, knowing that you're not proud of them, or just even being you means that it will always get better because you're you. Do you see what I mean? You being you right now is no different to you being you at the best point in your life. Best point in your life, because there's no real way of defining one point in time as being the best, but that's really something to embrace throughout the whole process. And in fact, like all of the time when people get to a certain position of being in what their ideal success is or how they viewed their ideal situation to be, like a few years prior or something, they actually think back at the point in time where they were like starting to make a better decision or just feeling very lost, even the worst, lowest points, and just think back and think, fuck, like I was so strong for getting through that, even though I might have not felt that way at all, I might have felt very much like a victim of what was happening to me and just overwhelmed, and that is perfectly okay, you know what I mean? It's not about trying to shut down that voice. It's about not like feeding into it, and allowing that to become our like only perspective. But it is natural and human to also have fears and feel unsure of things sometimes and unsure of ourselves. That's okay. It's just about understanding that that's not at all the full picture. It's actually this very small part, which there's no point of keeping of staying in that very small part of the reality and blocking yourself from all the rest of it. You see what I mean? So yeah, and something else I thought I might add is the fact that this also, this self-image kind of thing, going back to like maybe making mistakes, how we can feel like very guilty, and guilt is okay to a certain, natural extent, but like especially shame, like, holding on to an emotion that came up when we made a mistake. A lot of that, actually, never mind, all of that literally only comes from other people and other things that you've heard. You know what I mean? Like, it's natural, like I was saying, to feel guilt sometimes, to have that help guide us to make the right decisions and know what we want to do, and what is morally okay to us, and that's important. But it is also human to, when we're growing up, take in these reactions that people around us have to things that we're doing, like maybe telling us, not even necessarily saying something explicitly like you're a bad person for doing that or that was wrong of you to do and all of these things, more so like, fuck, I've blanked. So yeah, basically the source of that shame and that guilt can also be from having experiences where other people had been judgmental towards us, sometimes even for no reason, like no apparent reason, but sometimes just also because we made a mistake, and people can react, you know what I mean, and not take the time to think about the bigger perspective of things or how things were from your point of view. And so maybe you made just some mistakes or, accidentally hurt someone through doing something else. And then people have like reacted to that, you know, negatively and like taken it out on you in a way of like blaming you essentially, you know. And then we internalize that blame, especially earlier on in life. That is more likely to happen because, you know, we have less like kind of self-thinking and stuff like that when we're younger. And we remember those experiences. So it's not to say you have to remember what was this one time when this thing happened and this person reacted this certain way and then I internalized it, but just know that that is also another reason why that comes up. And so therefore, anything that feels like it can hold you back, any shame, any guilt of like, oh, but I did this, I messed this up, etc., it is nothing compared to you, because you already are enough to become everything that you want to be, because you're the one who does it right now. You need to be exactly who you are right now to be who you want to be in the future, because you're always just going to be you anyway, and you're going through the motions, and that is okay. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to even in the past have made decisions that you made on purpose that were maybe hurtful towards people, but that doesn't mean that that defines who you are now, ever. So I just wanted to say that as a reminder. And yeah, I love you. See you.